All right, I'm looking a little busted right now, but I had to get on here and post this video because I just went to the hospital the other day. I was doing a full body cleanse and I ended up having a 100.4 fever. So that being a concern with COVID-19, right? I called Ask a Nurse and I told her the situation. She said, I think you should go to South Bay Hospital. So I said, okay. So I go to the hospital. This is my visit. I go to walk in. The nurse is at the front door, and she says to me, okay, do you have any of these symptoms? I said, yeah, I have a fever. She holds a digital thermometer about 6 inches away from my forehead and says, no, you don't have a fever. It's 98.2. I said, I just took my temperature at home. I know I have a fever. So she does it again. Okay, well, it's 98.6. I said, no, I have a fever. Long story, so I walk to the back. I have to wait for about 30 minutes before I get taken back. Now, mind you, there's nobody in the emergency room, nobody. When I walk back, there's one other patient back there. For 2.5 hours, I waited for them to stick me. I told them because of my history of addiction that I am a hard stick, and also that I didn't want anything narcotic because I was having stomach pains. And that's the reason for my cleanse, and that's why I was there, because after the cleanse I got a fever. My fever was 100.4, and so I did have fever. As soon as I mentioned that I was an addict or had history of addiction, they stopped trying to stick me. For 2.5 hours I waited for a Tylenol and a blanket while they chit-chatted around the nurse's station. They did a CT scan on my abdomen. Another 2 hours go by and I didn't receive any results. Now, mind you, this time there's 2 people in the ER rooms, and me and somebody else. So at about 3:50 in the morning, I ended up leaving because I had the nurse call button on for about 30 minutes and nobody came in. So God forbid, I would have been something bad happening to me and they would have never known. And that in itself was disheartening. I don't know when humanity, the amount of humanity and compassion for another human being was decidedly determined on the amount of money you have, or to me, that's socioeconomic prejudice, what they did to me and what they have done to me in the past. They've lied about my vital signs in order to discharge me. That was the last time I was there. I called administration. I told them about that. Then I called administration this time. Lo and behold, in the Tampa Tribune, there's an article 2 days after I call administration and tell them that I was treated differently. 2 days later, in Tampa Tribune, there's an article about a man who was accidentally taken to South Bay Hospital, and it was the best thing that has ever happened to him because he was treated so great. So obviously I'm on to something, because I started investigating a little bit more and I looked at my medical records at Baycare. Come to find out, you could find your imaging results right there on the internet. I had no idea because I don't like going to the doctor. There was an indeterminate lesion on my right kidney that was found that never was said to me by my doctor, never told to me by the emergency room staff. After that, they found this, okay? I came back in with right upper quadrant pain. If anybody has a history of indeterminate lesions on liver, kidney, any organs, and comes in with right upper quadrant pain, they're supposed to be taken as a high-risk patient and either sent in to get a biopsy on that lesion or to or check their gallbladder. It's possible gallbladder or internal bleeding. Never was that happen. Never did that happen. Never was anything said to me in regards. So I wonder how many people they're not telling their true medical stuff to in order to keep them sick so they get worse. And to me, it's all about population control. But I find it real funny that 2 days after I complained to administration, the Tampa Tribune has that article. So I had to post this because I'm just sick of it. Every time I go to the hospital, I'm treated different. There's definite socioeconomic prejudice and social profiling in the system, and it's got to stop.